Live from the Kten studios, you're watching Kten News at 10.
A surplus of rain left Lake Texoma with higher levels. When can lake goers expect things to get a little closer to normal? We'll find out. Good evening, everyone. I'm Lisanne Anderson.
Evening, everybody. I'm Bob Rickeen. Water levels at Lake Texoma crested over the weekend, that according to the Army Corps of Engineers.
Kten Sabine Welsh details what's going on with the water.
Even though the lake is coming down, we're still dealing with a high water event.
The last few weeks in heavy rainfall are starting to catch up here. In Lake Texoma's water levels.
I remember my grandparents taking us back here like in 90 and 91, and they were saying you may not ever see this again in your lifetime. Now here we are 2025, and it's gone over a few times since then, and now I get to kind of bring my kids out here and show them what it looks like with the floodgates open and potentially going over the spillways.
As of Sunday, the lake reached its peak, hitting an estimated 635 feet, according to staff with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers.
It will continue to pick up as the inflows continue to drop out, and if the releases continue to be the same. We're releasing about 300,000 gallons per second, possibly increase later on this week, but our intent is to get it back there as quickly and as safely as we can.
With water levels over by about 16 feet and potential chances of rain in our Kten forecast, the current state of the lake may not go away anytime soon.
People just not being able to go out and do what they want at the lake. And with Memorial Day coming up, boats being destroyed, marinas being destroyed, all the restaurants being destroyed as of right now.
But for some Texomans, the changes in water levels is just what the lake needs.
We go through this every year, sometimes not as extreme as what we have now, but here in a couple of months, we'll be begging for it.
Staff with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers anticipate the lake levels will return to normal by the beginning of June. In Denison, Texas, Sabine Welsh, Kten News.
We're all hoping for more sunshine and drier weather so we can get these campgrounds visible and dried out again so people can use them for the holiday.
Yeah, they're coming up on Memorial Day, Mandy.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is May, and we are still going to have some rain chances. But with everything right now, if we don't see much additional rainfall, that level could drop back down to near 619 by about June 5th. However, I do think we are going to be seeing some more rain, so we'll see how this kind of progresses over the next couple of weeks. Here's kind of the latest look at this. That level tonight, 635.15 feet. It is slowly dropping. The crest was yesterday. Still beware for floating debris all over the lake. As you're out the door in the morning, 61 degrees, mostly sunny skies. On the way by the afternoon, 88 degrees, and we'll continue warming up from there. We'll talk about that Wednesday forecast as well as the rain by the weekend coming up, guys.
A house caught fire just after noon today in Sherman. That call in the 1000 block of Adams Road. Nobody inside, nobody hurt. There was no fire hydrant nearby. Firefighters had to go to a Plan B to get the water they needed to put out the flames.
A car theft turned into a manhunt in Atoka County. Michael Ramsey was involved in a car chase with deputies this morning. After the car chase ended, deputies say Ramsey ran into a nearby field south of Lane. Deputies say Ramsey's got several felony warrants with his name on them.
New ADA accessible sidewalks being constructed on Main Street in Denison. It's part of phase 2 of the Designing Downtown Denison project. Crews are out on the side of the streets this week and will switch to north next. Businesses located in the 300-400 block just had to kind of adjust due to limited accessibility.
We've also made available parking lots that are marked free parking. It's sometimes easier to access the business through the back of the street by utilizing those parking lots.
Phase 2 scheduled to wrap up later this year. For that full story, go to Kten.com.
Oh, lane closures coming to Highway 70's Roosevelt Bridge this week. Drivers can expect the bridge to be narrowed to one lane Wednesday. Lanes are going to be blocked from 9 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon for routine inspection. Drivers are going to have asked to follow flaggers on site or take an alternate route.
In South Central Oklahoma progressing on their new fiscal year budget. Staff with the city of Hilton focusing on sewer line projects. The city of Ardmore staff having to consider Michelin's closing and the impact to sales tax. They're also looking into a new tax to fund infrastructure projects. That idea could be pitched within the next year.
There will be something coming in the near future. Right now, we're just trying to make sure that we have all of our facts and figures accurate. And then at some point, I think we will have to go out to the public and to explain to them, here's where we are with the revenue, here's how much street projects cost.
The new fiscal year begins July 1st.
Today marks 23 years since the killing of Jennifer Harris, one of the oldest unsolved homicide cases in Fannin County.
Kten's Abby Heyman sat down with law enforcement and spoke with Jennifer's brother-in-law to piece together a timeline and ask, after more than 2 decades, why there's still no answers.
Jennifer Harris, a bright, ambitious 28-year-old from Bonham, Texas, vanished on Mother's Day in 2002. 6 days later, her body was found in the Red River. The case has haunted Fannin County for over 2 decades, drawing national attention, but her killer has never been caught. It's been 23 years since Jennifer Harris was murdered. 23 years of unanswered questions. 23 years of a family's agony. 23 years without justice for Jennifer. Jennifer Harris had bright red curly hair. She graduated from Bonham High School before getting 2 degrees in marine biology and nutrition at Stephen F. Austin University. She loved the outdoors and being on the water. The 28-year-old had just moved back home to Bonham, Texas. She was living with her grandma, ready for a fresh start after exhausting relationships with the 2 men in her life, her ex-husband and her ex-boyfriend. On Mother's Day in 2002, Jennifer stopped by her friend Christy's house to get a recipe.
Jennifer says, "Oh my gosh, it's almost 8. I have to go. I'm meeting someone."
Christy would be one of the last people to see Jennifer alive. When Jennifer didn't come home that night, her grandma reported her missing the next morning. Later that day, a neighbor called Bonham police when she spotted a green Jeep Wrangler abandoned on County Road 2610. It was Jennifer's Jeep. Daryl Parker, a former sheriff's lieutenant and private investigator on Jennifer's case, walked us through the initial investigation.
There really were only 2 primary persons of interest, let's call them that.
On May 15th, Jennifer's ex-husband Rob Holman and her ex-boyfriend James Hamilton were both brought in for questioning.
The last person that saw Jennifer Harris alive, by his own admission, was Rob Holman.
Holman told police he passed her that night driving on county roads.
He spends 5.5 hours, he says, driving around the county, looking at nothing, doing nothing, sitting and drinking beer, going from place to place.
The following audio and video is from police interviews in May of 2002 from the podcast Final Days on Earth with Claire Sanama.
I just was real worried and scared because I know that I don't have anybody to say where I was at that night.
Holman also shared that his ex-wife Jennifer believed she was pregnant with his child.
And this is where she told you that she was pregnant and it was your baby.
Right.
Okay.
James Hamilton said he was at a McDonald's 50 miles away in Frisco, Texas with a friend.
10 p.m. 8:10. What happened at that 10?
At 10 p.m. we left McDonald's. It was time for him to take the kids home and get them to bed.
Law enforcement, friends, and family spent 6 days searching for Jennifer. Then on May 18th, fishermen on the Red River made the gruesome discovery.
She was found in a river completely naked with some evidence of blunt force trauma. You know, she had a hugely swollen right eye.
The medical examiner deemed her cause of death was homicidal violence, but couldn't determine an exact cause of how she was killed. Because her body was found in the Red River, Oklahoma authorities originally took the case but quickly turned it back over to Fannin County.
When I came in and first pulled that case out and started going through it, you know, I wanted to sit down and cry. It's probably some of the most sloppiest police work I've ever seen.
From botched police work to lost evidence and small-town rumors, there was never enough evidence to charge anyone. Days turned into months, and months turned into years.
So they didn't have everything they thought they needed in the very beginning, and that was probably true. But as time goes on, you know, if the case is not making progress, you have to make a decision.
To this day, no one has been charged in connection to Jennifer's death.
It's been over 20 years. You're not going to get any more forensic evidence.
So will there ever be answers? If circumstantial evidence isn't enough, officials say anyone with information has to come forward. Someone, somewhere, knows the truth. The only way there may ever be justice for Jennifer is if that someone speaks up. Jennifer's sister, Alyssa, her husband, Barry Warnick, is a filmmaker. He's been making a docuseries in hopes of finally finding answers. The family is working to raise the reward money from $10,000 to $50,000 for anyone who provides information leading to an arrest. You can call the Fannin County Sheriff's Office with any information. Reporting for Kten News, I'm Abby Haymond.
Still ahead at 10, one of the world's leading producers of military and civilian ammunition coming to Oklahoma. We'll have the when and where for you.
And later this week, rain chances return and a big warm up into Wednesday. We'll talk about both coming up. But first, your outdoor forecast sponsored by L&L Aesthetics.
A shot in the arm for Oklahoma's economy. CBC Global Ammunition is going to build a $300 million manufacturing facility in northeast Oklahoma. CBC is one of the world's leading producers of military and civilian ammunition around the world. The new factory is going to be built on 550 acres at Mid-America Industrial Park near Pryor, Oklahoma. Land that was used as a munitions factory during World War II. That project expected to break ground at the end of the year.
All right, a lovely evening. Got out and walked around a little bit, stretched my legs, and didn't want to come back in.
It is nice, gorgeous weather. We'd love some more of it, Mandy.
And yeah, we're thankfully going to get some more of it for this week. Just a little warmer day in and day out for the next 2 days. Tonight, skies mainly clear here. Traffic still moving well there on 75 out of our Sherman Chevrolet Cadillac Tower Cam. Temperatures going into Tuesday going to be back in the upper 80s. But here's a look at all those lake levels. Hugo is up 9. McGee Creek is up 3. Murray's up 2. Humphreys is up 4. Lake Texoma is up almost 19. But it is falling and will continue to drop here until we get some more rainfall. Tuesday morning, 61 degrees, stepping outside with the sunset at 8:18 p.m. 88 degrees by the afternoon. South winds 10 to 15. Sunshine for the way tomorrow. Into Wednesday, forecast high of 96 degrees would beat that record high of 95 set back in 1902. And then by Thursday and Friday, temperature is going to be in the mid to upper 80s. Some triple digits also could be possible, primarily in Texas for Wednesday afternoon. But then rain chances return on Thursday. We're going to have a weak front arriving that gives us about a 20% chance for a few spotty showers. Then into Friday, we also have low in rain chances, but the better chances for rain will really be over the weekend, primarily Saturday evening and then again Sunday evening through Monday. Scattered showers and thunderstorms a little more prevalent there for the evening hours and then overnight hours Saturday, and then we'll see that again going into that Sunday, Monday time frame. Rainfall totals out of that could range from 1 to 2 inches, but most of that's over the weekend. Not so much for your Thursday and Friday time frame. Not everyone will see rain, but the best chance for rain will be mainly eastern counties and then across southeastern Oklahoma. Morning low is going to be in the upper 50s with some low 60s out the door tomorrow morning. By the afternoon, we're all climbing into the upper 80s. Could have a few 90s squeak their way into our Texas counties. And then here's a look at the next 7 days. Sponsored by Get Roofed. Lows in the low 70s Thursday, mostly cloudy. Saturday, Sunday, thunderstorm chances. Highs in the upper 80s. Lows in the low 70s for Sunday morning. Then we go into Monday, a 30% chance for storms for early next week. South winds about 10 to 15 and high temperatures remaining in the upper 80s. Stick with us. We've got more coming up.
Today, President Trump signed an executive order to cut prescription drug prices. That order directs the Department of Health and Human Services to find price-cutting goals in 30 days, then start negotiations between the administration and drug makers. If that does not produce results, HHS would implement the most favored nation rule. The policy would work to reduce drug costs by matching the lowest cost for the same medicine in another country.
Kten Alexander finally free, the last known American hostage held by Hamas terrorists, reunited with family. Video released by the IDF shows a smiling Alexander hugging his parents, Adi and Yael. The 21-year-old Alexander, who was held in Hamas captivity for more than 580 days, was released earlier today in Gaza, transferred to Israeli Defense Forces. He was flown to the Ichilov Hospital to undergo an initial medical evaluation.
Still to come on Kten News at 10. Finally, some good news for Mavericks fans. We'll recap what happened at tonight's NBA Draft Lottery and where Dallas will pick. The Dallas Mavericks were awarded the first overall pick in tonight's NBA Draft Lottery. Months after trading away superstar Luka Doncic, Dallas can now look forward to drafting their next franchise cornerstone. The Mavs had just a 1.8% chance at landing the top pick. Now anticipated to take Cooper Flagg out of Duke, the NBA Draft will be held June 25th and 26th.
Coming up, time to crown state champions tonight in Shawnee. Adam and Brigg have your slow pitch scores and highlights. Straight ahead in sports.
Well, welcome into Shawnee, Oklahoma. He's Brig Bates. I'm Adam Ogburn. Our small schools getting the chance to play for slow pitch state titles today. We begin. Well, welcome into Shawnee, Oklahoma. He's Brig Bates. I'm Adam Ogburn. Our small schools getting the chance to play for slow pitch state titles today. We began the day with 10 teams. We ended the day with 3. We had an Old Texoma final in Class A.
But let's start with 3A, a team looking to make history. The Caddo Lady Bruins eyeing their 8th straight softball state title. So here we go, the Caddo Lady Bruins in the all-black for a reason, with the Arapahoe Butler standing in the way of history. Caddo down 3-0 in the first, and here come the roar of the Lady Bruins. Ryland Beebehouse crushes this ball way back over the fence. Her second home run of the season on the biggest stage, a 2-run jack, bringing home J.C. Nichols to bring the Bruins within 1, and it is all Caddo from that moment. In the same inning, the base is juiced. Now it's Jordan Nichols delivering a line drive into left field. Logan Busby can make it home, giving Caddo the 5-3 lead, and now just an out away from another state title, and it's going to be a hard ground ball to J.C. Nichols. The bobble regains control, a bullet to first, and that's it. Caddo, the biggest story in Oklahoma, wins it 5-3 over Arapahoe Butler to bring home the 3A state slow pitch championship, and no matter how many times this team has been in this moment, it's hard to not be shocked.
I don't know, I can't describe it. It's just an amazing, and this is, I don't know, I love every single one of them, but glad we did it. It's really exciting, and I love doing it with this team, and I'm just really glad that we get to do this all together.
At the end of the day, I mean, I never would have dreamed or imagined that this was even a reachable or obtainable goal, but it's just a testament to how hard these girls work. This is a bunch that I wouldn't trade for anything, and couldn't be more proud of them.
Now to the Class A final. Caney looking to go back-to-back, but they'd have to get through Soper. Lady Red Bears down 2-0 early, but Cabry Harless, she'd been doing this all day. How about another homer, 2-run shot? And just like that, we are tied. But in the fourth, Caney loads up the bases. McKinley Wheeler, she had 3 homers today before this, will make it for a grand slam. Caney's got some breathing room, up 8-2. Then in the sixth, Lady Cougars want some entrance. Tater Kreitz lines that one up, sends it racing into the right field corner. Miley Willis is in, and here's Wheeler to join her. Caney goes back up by 6. Then into the seventh, that lead is 8, 2 outs, line drive here, and how about the catch by Kinsley Hendricks to end it? Caney wins this one 14-6, and Lady Cougars get that second straight state title.
It means a lot because we have a lot of younger generations who look up to us and think that they want to do it too, and we just prove to them that they can.
It feels great. We worked our butts off all day, and what we deserved. We were exhausted, but you just got to power through together.
They were the slump busters. You know, it's kind of got old of getting up here over and over again, and now to kind of make those habits and get to that next step and to stay there and that's a special group to be the first one, special group to keep that thing going.
Well, now for our teams who didn't make it into their respective finals, some quarterfinal highlights for you. Starting off with Tupelo and Caney. It didn't take long for Caney to flex his muscles in this one. Second batter of the game, McKinley Wheeler. That's one of 2 homers she had in this contest. Caney would lead at 9-0 into the 7th, but Tupelo loads the bases, and Bailey Battles serves up a laser into center field. That brings home Faith Christian, but Caney would get the final out to win this one 9-1. Next up, Roth back at state in slow pitch for the first time in 3 years, taking on Fort Cobb Broxton. Lady Tigers down 3-1, but roaring back here, Megan Hill, the single, and Emma Hardison racing on home. She's going to slide, beat the throw, and it's a 1-run game. Next inning, now Hardison at the plate. She gets to this one, and it's going to take a hop, skip, and a jump over the wall. Ground rule double scores Peyton Smith and Madison Smith. Roth grabs the lead, but this one goes to the 7th. It's a tie game. Runner on second, 2 outs. Cami Manis, can she be the hero for Roth? Yes, she can. It gets down. Keela Scott comes home to win it as Roth walks it off 11-10. Now to the final Class A quarterfinal. Defending state champion Turner taking on Whitesboro. Lady Falcons taking flight here in the 3rd. Ava Forsyth gives that one a ride to left, a 2-run bomb, and Turner is on the board first. Now, to the very next batter, Journey Shankles says, let's do it again. Whitesboro left fielder, left field helpless. Turner goes back to back. Same inning. Turner, by the way, doing all this with 2 outs. This one is Ashton Newman. She shoots it to the moon and finds some turf in right center. That scores Reagan Baker as Turner takes this one 12-4.
Now to the 3A slates. The Tushka Lady Tigers taking on Fairland, and in the 3rd inning we're scoreless so far, but there's 2 Lady Tigers on, and Chauncey Alford does more than just bring her teammates home. Alford, the 3-run shot, touch all 4 bases, bringing Riley Lewis and Reese Rainey home. It's a 3-0 lead for Tushka early, but Fairland just too strong in this one, and Tushka can't rally back, taking it 4-3. Now for some 2A action, it's Rattan, Lady Rams versus Binger owning the Lady Bobcats. Well, they start out with a 6-2 lead. Let's jump to the 4th inning. Carly Bailey starts the comeback with a deep shot right past the American flag. And just like that, Rattan shrinks the lead to just 3, but the Lady Ram offense couldn't rally, falling 7-4 to Binger owning. And let's keep the ball rolling. Shattuck meeting the Rock Creek Lady Mustangs. Rock Creek, they're up big in the 4th inning, and they aren't done just yet. Runner on second, Brittany Greenhall. She's going to say yeehaw. The big high kick. That ball is long gone. A peep at the scoreboard right there. A 2-run homer, bringing home Macy Wegger. It's a 12-3 ball game. Let's go to the 7th inning. Rock Creek, they're going to eye some insurance here with a runner on. Ava Hodge, axe chops that one. Blooper into center field. Shelby Lyles showing off that horsepower as Rock Creek wins it in style 16-6 over Shattuck. Well, congratulations to all of our teams, of course, for making the state tournament, but a big congratulations to the Caney Lady Cougars and the Caddo Lady Bruins.
Well, until next time, reporting from Shawnee, he's Brig Bates. I'm Adam Ogburn, Kten Sports.
And here's a look at the next week, sponsored by Get Roofed, with temperatures in the upper 80s ahead for Tuesday. Sunshine, south winds 10 to 15, 90s Wednesday, and then storms Thursday onwards. The better chance for rain is going into this weekend. We're going to have a weak front that arrives Thursday into Friday. That gives us those rain chances Thursday afternoon into Thursday overnight and early Friday morning. Temperatures a little cooler after Wednesday with the additional cloud cover, the humidity, and the rain chances, and those low temperatures going to be in the 70s heading into early Thursday morning. But by the weekend, lows going to be in the low 70s Sunday, and then we'll see 20 to 30% chance for rain going into next week. Okay.
Good night.
Not everybody.